Hello and welcome to Indio Gaming. I'm Indio and this is a game. This is Aven Colony, beta version of it, that is, that just came out a little while ago, I believe. And what it is, as you can probably tell from this image, sci-fi city builder. It's very similar to any other city builder, except you just have the whole you're building on another planet, and it's a little bit hostile situation. It's pretty interesting. I'm usually a reasonable fan of city builder games. I've played quite a few of them, and this one appeals to me. I think it's got a good chance. If it's missing a few things, but let's get into it.
Welcome to the Aven.
It has a few, you know, tutorial things and a mission-filled building area. But this is the sandbox area. It's a desert. I haven't actually done it yet. I haven't done really anything in this map, but I guess we'll see what it does. I don't recall having a buggy before, but there's that. So, to get down to business here, you start out with your basic little structures. I really want to know what that is. What are you? I can't tell, so whatever. Anyways, you start with your basic stuff. This is the construction drone hub. It, you know, goes around and builds the buildings that you set using your nanites, which is your currency for building just about everything. You have food that you need to maintain, and water, of course, and power for your buildings. Small populations. I think in the last one I topped out maybe around 600. I mean, it was relatively small, but you're dealing in really literal numbers here, rather than, you know, something like SimCity's really amorphous blob of numbers that really doesn't mean much of anything. You get missions. They're usually straightforward. You know, reach population 50, build a thing, and they'll give you a little reward. So, there's nothing really crazy about it. You just got to keep building things and making your people happy in the process. I'm a little unsure what the nature is of these tunnels. I'm not 100% sure whether they're a necessity, because you can easily build directly connecting to everything else. But I think that building tunnels, like it says, supports transmission of goods, electricity, and water, and the movement of colonists around the colony. I think that what it does is allow your services, like your you know, your people and the services, to get around more places of the colony, which makes people happier. So this time around, I'm going to try to build more of these and hope that it facilitates getting a little bit better of a turnout as far as like getting my people all the stuff they need. There were a lot of complaints in my last town about not being able to get to work quickly, and I'm assuming that it meant they need these tunnels so they don't have to walk through buildings. Oh, I should probably unpause. But yeah, you build just by plopping stuff down. It uses nanites. The drones come over, and it's super exciting. You know, look at them go. Look at them go. I do have to say, this game runs a little bit slow, especially as you go further into it and you have bigger and better, you know, buildings. It really starts to bog down to, for me, well, I still call my PC mid-grade, but it slows down to about 30 frames per second at times, and I lowered all of my graphics settings. They defaulted to very high. This went back to very high, and this is stuck for some reason. It keeps bouncing back to very high. I don't know if it's actually on it or not. But I'm running at 1080p and roughly, oops, roughly 60 frames per second, and I would like to be able to keep that. Let's see what else. I need probably more food and water. Oh yeah, you also have to maintain your air quality. These are all self-contained. These aren't terraformed planets. So your colonies are self-contained, and you have to have air filters and intake fans, which I don't know how that really works too well to bring in air from the outside if it's not breathable air, but that's the way it works. There's also, you know, I think they could go a lot further with these. These are just places like little parks and bar and grill and retail center where you can keep your people entertained. But in general, the idea is just grow the colony and survive. There are a lot of hazards that you encounter, and often, well, as you can see, I'm trying to build a farm here. The outdoor farms require, you know, land that is hospitable, and apparently this is the only area around that has that. Well, there's some over here too. But you can also build greenhouses, which can be built anywhere, but require, of course, more energy and more nanites and all that stuff. But with the seasonal aspect of this, which I haven't mentioned yet, it is helpful to have greenhouses because they function in the winter, which is a strange winter compared to what you would expect. Oh, I guess these actually don't work without water underneath them as well. I did not know that. I assumed that they did. Anyways, I guess that means I have to build a bridge over to here. And by bridge, I mean a tunnel that will allow, because you can't really build anything separate. I mean, you can build anything separate from your core structure, but it won't have any power or water or any resources going to it, and thus it won't function. But in general, the what you see here is what you get. This is all this is all the core gameplay. I mean, and if you're a fan of city building games, you're probably going to see this and be like, yeah, this is what I expect. But if you're looking for a more sci-fi rich experience, you're probably not going to get a lot from this. There are, I've seen they have alien life forms, but they come in the form of spores that just sort of float at your people, and it doesn't really seem that threatening. Like, you can build plasma turrets that shoot them down. They shoot down creep spores, plague spores, and shard storms, which are big chunks of ice falling out of the sky during winter. Strange winter. It also has lightning, which is the other defensive building that you need, that makes sure building is not getting hit by lightning. It's a lightning rod, but it's a tower. Let's build that farm now. Let's build an actual farm. Let's save some money here. We need something that, yeah, this will work well for growing in dry climates. There's also multiple types of drones. Police drones that are, just imagine them as your, pretty standard police station from a SimCity type game, that send out drone. I don't know they actually send out drones regularly, but they provide security to your citizens without you having to do anything. Usually nice to have, but not an early build item. I probably need a water situation. Now, you can build water pumps. They require water to exist in the ground, which here is a rare commodity, so I might try building one of these atmospheric condensers and pretend that I am part of the Skywalker family. Oh wait, they called those evaporators, didn't they? Still, that's pretty much what it is. It gets water out of the air. I will build it here, just randomly. Just so that my water stops being in the negative. You also have the ability to trade, which is entirely like off-world trading. You build the trade hub and ships fly in and fly out, and you can set up your what you're trading and what you don't actually get to pick what you're trading and what you are receiving. You just pick one of these scenarios that are supplied and you get what they give you for it, which I think is kind of weak. It's for a winter is coming, but for a game that is about working a colony off-world and the idea that you're trading through space, I really feel like you should have a robust set of trading options like a lot of other games. Like I imagine, you know, at least something that lets you choose what you're receiving and maybe ratios and let you make trade deals that may not even be that good, but will get you what you need as long as you're willing to supply what you have. So I don't know why they didn't go that route. I'm sure there's some reason. It seems like it's very focused on building, you know, in your little zone. But it's I think it's a missed opportunity. This is iron. Oh, these are also nice. These provide energy without really any other requirements than you putting a geothermal power plant on them. So that means like the solar panels require the sun, obviously, and they get less power during the winter, which I'm also not even progressing into. And this will cause your winters to suck. And also having a farm in the winter is very disappointing. Oh, the bird things are back. They're flying in the ground. But yeah, now I'm losing on production, so I should probably build a greenhouse to get through the winter. Of quinoa. I spent a lot of time thinking that was just quinoa, and I thought quinoa was something else, but now I know. I should probably also be building more structures. What is that? What am I missing? Power. Let's go ahead and get this geothermal up, because that is a lot of power I'm missing out on, and it's right beside me. So I'm gonna, as you can see, as winter sets in, I'm going to start losing food production. I still don't have that much water. I should probably work on that. See, I've got a good chunk of power now. But I guess for what I am experiencing here, I don't know if this is the entire game, since it is a demo and a beta. It's pretty good. I think for the reduced, it's not really a full price, a $50 or $60 game. I think it's $30. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check. I'm gonna put an annotation in this that'll let you know for sure. But for a reduced price game, it sort of feels like the sci-fi version of City Skylines. You know, it's not the best, but it's certainly better than a lot of things out there, and it delivers a fairly unique experience for what it is. Oh, and I just realized I forgot about this, because they tell you to do this in the other mission. In order to get nanites, you have to build these nanite processors or trade for them. I think. I don't even know if it's a trade that gains nanites, but they take your ore that you mine and they turn them into nanites. And I think that I kind of screwed myself here and not building it up front. But the idea is here, I guess I can just, scrap a bunch of stuff and build it, but I'd probably just restart this since I've only been doing it for a little bit. But really, there's not much more to say about this game. What you have is a sci-fi space-based, not space-based, exoplanet-based city builder. that has you looking at moderately interesting backgrounds, having annoying birds, and wintertime. So if you think it might be interesting, check it out. I think the demo, I don't know if you can get the demo just, willy-nilly, haphazardly stumble upon the demo, but I got it from a PC Gamer giveaway thing where you just signed up with your email and they sent you a key. So there's probably, usually when companies do that, you can get it relatively easy from random places, and you should check it out if this is something that you're interested in. If not, there are plenty of other city builders out there and plenty of other sci-fi games that are a little bit more involved. So check it out if you want. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know if I'll pick it up day one, but it's definitely
referendum election.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games I'm going to check out if I can find it, for the right price, and play it whenever I feel like I want to do something that doesn't take a whole lot of involvement and is still pretty fun. So anyways, this has been Indio of Indio Gaming. You guys have a good time, a good day. I don't know what time of day it is, but you have a good one, and I will see you next time.